I want you to think about a number for a second. Not your salary, not your GPA, not how hard you work or how many jobs you've had or how many people depend on you. A 3-digit number generated by an algorithm that determines whether you can rent an apartment, get a car loan, buy a house, or sometimes even get a job. Your credit score. And if you're a Black woman in America, the system that produces that number was not designed with you in mind. Stay with me.
Here is a number I need you to sit with. 40 points. Among borrowers with no future delinquencies, meaning people who pay their bills, Black individuals are assigned credit scores that are on average 40 points lower than white individuals with identical financial behavior. Same payment history, same bills, same responsibility. 40 points lower, just because of race. That is not a personal failure. That is a structural bias built into the algorithm.
So, let's understand exactly how this number is calculated, because knowledge is the first weapon. Your FICO score, the most widely used credit score, is made up of 5 things. Payment history, 35%. Do you pay on time? This is the biggest factor. Amounts owed, 30%. How much of your available credit are you using? This is called utilization. Length of credit history, 15%. How long have your accounts been open? Credit mix, 10%. Do you have different types of credit? New credit, 10%. Have you recently applied for new credit? 5 factors, and every single one of them is indirectly shaped by systemic inequality.
Before we go further, I need you to hear this. If your credit score is lower than you want it to be, that is not a reflection of your worth. It is not a measure of your character. It is not proof that you are bad with money. It is a number produced by a system that has never fully accounted for the financial realities of Black women and first-gen families. And today, we are going to understand it, dismantle it, and rebuild it on our terms.
Let me give you some history, because this didn't start with your credit score. It started generations ago. Redlining kept Black families out of homeownership for decades. No mortgage meant no credit history. No credit history meant no score. No score meant no access. The Equal Credit Opportunity Act, which finally made it illegal to deny credit based on race, wasn't passed until 1974. 1974! Your grandmother may have been in her 40s before she could legally get a credit card in her own name. That is 1 generation ago. That is not ancient history. So when people say Black families have lower credit scores, as if it's just a fact of life, as if it's something in our DNA, I need them to understand the full picture. We didn't inherit low scores. We inherited a system that was designed to produce them. Predatory lending targeting Black neighborhoods, denial of mortgages that build credit history, student loan burdens that are 40% heavier for Black borrowers, emergency expenses with no safety net, going straight to high interest cards that destroy utilization ratios. This is not bad behavior. This is a system doing exactly what it was built to do.
Now, here's where the psychology comes in. And this is the part nobody talks about. Most of us know our credit score is low. Or we suspect it is, and we don't look. Because looking feels like confirmation, like proof of something we've been told about ourselves our whole lives. The shame around credit scores in our community is real, and it is deliberate. When you feel ashamed, you don't fight.
When you don't fight, the system wins. But here is the truth. Your score is not a verdict. It is a starting point. And starting points can change. I want you to do something right now, or within the next 24 hours. Check your credit score. For free. No credit card required. Annualcreditreport.com is the only federally authorized free credit report site. You get one free report from each bureau, Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, every year. Credit Karma gives you free ongoing monitoring with no catch. Look at the number. Whatever it is, look at it. You cannot fight what you won't face.
Now, here is the exact system to build your score deliberately. 6 steps in order.
Step 1. Never miss a payment. Not one. Payment history is 35% of your score, the single biggest factor. One missed payment can drop your score 60 to 110 points, and it stays on your report for 7 years. Set up autopay for the minimum on every account. I don't care if you pay more later. The minimum, automatic, every month. This is non-negotiable. If you've already missed payments, don't panic. Their impact fades over time. But from this moment forward, not one missed payment. Step 2. Keep your credit utilization below 30%, ideally below 10%. This is the one most people don't know, and it is costing them points every single month. If your credit card limit is $1,000 and your balance is $800, your utilization is 80%. That is destroying your score even if you pay on time every month. The fix? Either pay down the balance or call the bank and request a credit limit increase. Same balance, higher limit, utilization drops instantly. Women carry an average utilization of 31.4% compared to 27.8% for men. That gap alone accounts for 8 to 12 fewer FICO points, not because of behavior, because of lower credit limits, caused by lower incomes, caused by the wage gap.
Step 3. Do not close old credit card accounts. I know it feels responsible. You paid it off, you want it gone. But the age of your accounts makes up 15% of your score. Closing an old account shortens your credit history and can increase your utilization ratio at the same time. It is a double hit. If you have an old card with no annual fee, keep it open. Use it for one small purchase every few months. Pay it off immediately. Let it sit there and age. It is quietly building your score every single month. Step 4. If you have no credit or very damaged credit, start with a secured card. A secured card requires a deposit, usually $200 to $500, that becomes your credit limit. You use it like a regular card, pay it off every month, and the bank reports your payments to all 3 bureaus. Within 6 to 12 months of consistent on-time payments, you will have a credit score where there was none, or you will have rebuilt one that was broken. Capital One, Discover, and Chime all offer secured cards with no annual fee and automatic upgrade to unsecured after consistent use. This is the tool the system never told us about. Step 5. Check your credit report for errors and dispute every single one. This is urgent. Studies show that 1 in 5 Americans have errors on their credit reports. For Black consumers, discriminatory data entry and algorithmic bias make errors even more likely. Go to annualcreditreport.com. Pull all 3 reports. Look for accounts you don't recognize, incorrect late payments, wrong balances, duplicate accounts. If you find an error, dispute it directly with the Bureau online. They have 30 days to investigate and correct it. One corrected error can move your score 20 to 50 points overnight. This is free. This is legal. And almost nobody does it. Step 6. Make more of your payments count. Here is something wild. You pay rent every month. You pay your phone bill, your utilities, your streaming subscriptions. None of that is reported to the credit bureaus by default. None of it builds your score. But it can. Experian Boost is a free tool that adds your utility and phone payments to your Experian credit file. Average score increase? 13 points immediately. Rental reporting services like Rental Karma and Level Credit report your rent payments, often the biggest bill you pay, to the bureaus for a small monthly fee. You have been building financial responsibility your whole life. It is time the algorithm gave you credit for it. You now know more about how to build your credit score than most people in this country. And you definitely know more than anyone in our community was ever taught.
Your grandmother could not get a credit card in her own name until 1974. Your mother may have entered the credit system without anyone explaining how it worked. You came into a system that was already rigged, with lower limits, higher rates, less generational wealth to fall back on, and no one to explain the rules. That is not your failure. That is history. But here is what has also changed. Black women are now earning college degrees at higher rates than any other group in America. We are the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs. We are building, even with everything stacked against us. And now, you have the rules, written down, for free.
I want you to hear something before we close. Your credit score is not your character. It is not proof that you are irresponsible. It is not evidence that you don't deserve good things. It is not who you are. It is a number, produced by an algorithm that has a documented racial bias of 40 points. And it can be changed deliberately, systematically, starting this week. Here is your checklist. 3 things this week. 1. Go to annualcreditreport.com today. Pull your reports from all 3 bureaus. Look at the number. Look for errors. 2. Set up autopay for the minimum on every account right now. Every account. Tonight. 3. Check your utilization on your highest balance card. If it's above 30%, call the bank and request a credit limit increase. 1 call. This is what the other side looks like. Not a different woman. Not a luckier woman. Not a woman whose family taught her everything. The same woman, with the same history, with one difference. She got the information. That is what this channel is. The information you were never given.
Before we wrap up, if this gave you even one thing to think about, hit that like button. It takes 1 second and it genuinely helps more people find this content who need it. And subscribe if you want the next one. Now, let's finish this. Your credit score is not your character. But for too long, the system made it feel that way. Made us feel like the number was a verdict on who we are, not a reflection of a system that was never designed to count us fairly. Your grandmother deserved better. Your mother deserved better. And you, sitting here, having just spent 12 minutes learning how to fight back, you deserve better too. You are not your score. You are not your history. You are not where you started. You are the person who just learned how to change all of it. And that means everything. I'm Naomi, and I'll see you in the next one.